Hello, vinyl lovers. This is the first in my new series of video blogs. This one is a little selection of my favorite and most rare horror soundtracks on vinyl. Some of these you'll have seen on my blog earlier, and some you have not. So let's take a look. First up, we've got the Creepshow soundtrack by the magnificent John Harrison. Amazing artwork on this one. Just like an old EC comic book. Quite rare and desirable. One of my most precious treasures. Next up, Return of the Living Dead soundtrack. Features such bands as The Cramps and 45 Grave. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Doesn't get much better than this one. Truly one of the best, and also very rare and desirable. Next up, we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 with their little take on the Breakfast Club photo there. Also features The Cramps, Concrete Blonde, Timbuk 3, and various other cool bands. This is a very rare one, was never put on CD. So if you find it on CD out there, you have bought a bootleg. But hey, it's all cool. We all just want the music, right? This is one of my very favorites. Solid album from beginning to end. Next up, we've got the Monster Club. By far the most rare of my entire collection. If you've not seen the Monster Club, you should check out my post on it there. It has links to where you can buy the DVD. Vincent Price and John Carradine and a lot of new wave bands. Hilarious horror comedy. And this cover is so cool and very well drawn. Pardon my lacking in camera skills here. I'm new at this. This is by far, as I've said, the most rare of my collection. This one, this particular copy, is said to have come from one of the band members of the Pretty Things, which are featured on the album. I paid the most money I've ever paid for a record for this, and which is a modest sum, comparatively speaking, but then I'm cheap. And if you can find it, you can expect to pay in the hundreds somewhere, but it's really scarce. But what's cool about the DVD of this is that it features the entire soundtrack on a special feature on the DVD. So if you're a techie and know the ways to pull that info onto a data CD and get the whole soundtrack onto your computer and make a disc of it, then you've got the whole soundtrack. Very worthy. Very rare. Also one of my most precious treasures. Next up, we've got A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. The Dream Master. This one is cool because it features the Divinyls, which are very rarely on a soundtrack. And also, my favorite song is by Vigil, called Therapist, which you can only find on this record, not available anywhere else. Super rare, super desirable, super cool. Next up, we've got Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 soundtrack from one of my favorite composers, Christopher Young. He does a lot of horror soundtracks. I've got several by him. He is the master of mood, in my opinion. He really knows how to make some scary music. Very, very cool. And besides, look at that cover. Amazing. Hard one to find on vinyl. Great to look at. Great to listen to. This one is also featured in a previous blog post on my blog, so you can check that out. I go more into detail about that. It's very dark carnival, kind of like the Elephant Man soundtrack, which is also one of my favorites. A little bit goth, dark carnival, you know, super cool. Lastly, we've got Creepers soundtrack, which is also called Phenomenon, a little Italian film with, oh my gosh, her name is escaping me at the moment. Jennifer Connelly. That's Jennifer Connelly on the front there. She's also in the film. Very young, very beautiful, fabulous. This album is hilariously awesome, I like to call it, because it not only features Goblin, a prominent horror soundtrack band, mostly Dario Argento's band. It also has a lot of heavy metal. Iron Maiden, Motorhead. Very cool. Super hot rockin'. Super hard to find. And this also comes in a couple of different covers. This particular one I have here is a Canadian cover. The UK and Italian cover, I believe, both have the Phenomenon title on it. Also with Jennifer in a flowing white dress, I think, but quite different from this one, and I really like this cover because, as you can see, her face is half rotting away and bugs are flying out of it. And how cool is that? So anyway, that's Creepers. So that'll do it for this first installment of my favorite and most rare soundtracks in my personal collection. You won't find these a lot of places. You can stay tuned for more video blogs from me. I'll be doing a part 2 of horror soundtracks, my favorite horror soundtracks, coming up. And please check out my blog if you will. Rare Vinyl and JustCoolRecords.blogspot.com. And check out my little Etsy shop, JustCoolRecords.etsy.com. I got a lot of cool stuff in there for sale. And there's a coupon code on my blog that you can pick up and enter at checkout for a little discount as an extra thank you for checking out my blog. So stay tuned for more. Keep spinning that vinyl. And we'll see you soon.